Moving on to C, proposed use of facilities revolving funds.
Over the weekend, I sent you a memo with respect to a proposed use of some revolving fund monies, and I have a hard copy of this for you this evening, should you so need. There's a copy, I'll let them circulate. We have many competing needs and priorities in the school system. The bulk of those needs and priorities clearly are of an instructional nature. There is something to be said, and something very significant to be said, for school spirit, for school pride, and for being able to take full advantage of a lot of the attributes and assets afforded us real estate-wise at the new school, the middle high school. Historically, we've had an individual who was paid partially through the operating fund, whose job it was really to manage the school store and to really take care of a lot of the display cases and trophy cases and whatnot. Obviously, the competing instructional interests that we have and our inability to really meet those things, we are not proposing use of operating funds to continue that work, but instead are asking the school committee to consider using $16,000 worth of your revolving fund account for really what is a school spirit and facilities type need, which is to get our school store up and running, to bolster the school spirit and school pride, which is very much a fabric of our organization, and to be able to make sure that that is all managed. And it ties intrinsically with, you receive rental income, you receive proceeds for your facilities account. It seems to make sense to administration that this work not happen, but we certainly cannot rationalize using operating funds for this particular expense. So we're asking for your consumption and consideration around $16,000 for this effort.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? No discussion? Mr. Lebo, you had your hand up?
Yes, this is, I only want to see a couple things change. I would like to see more of the school store displayed at the football games and whatnot. Honestly, there's a lot of people that come out to the games, and I know that this person that would be placed in charge of this could probably work that out in some way. That might help out the store a little bit or whatnot, but I think it would also build a lot of spirit there at the games, and I think people would be open to purchasing items there.
That's a good point. Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. Excellent. We'll make sure of that.
Jill?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you, to the superintendent, will this be like a one-year kind of job description?
Yes.
And who will oversee this position?
I would probably see that coming through Mr. Latoy's office. There you go, Mr. Latoy, welcome to the dais. But I would see the school store being an extension of the business office or someone of your staff.
It kind of is now.
Yeah.
They work real close together for the purchasing and depositing the monies and things like that. So it would make sense to just continue that.
So my only recommendation would probably be just to have maybe a written contract for that said position, or
On an appointment letter.
yeah,
Yeah,
perfect.
oh, we would, for sure.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mr. Latoy, for clarification, with respect to the cash handling procedures in the office, would those funds flow through, particularly like through Ms. Russo's office?
They do now.
Okay.
I don't believe that they don't go through the school treasury. It goes
Right.
through purchasing and receiving in
Good.
the school and in the business office.
Good. And I'm sure that all the appropriate dual controls will be set up and in place. Thank you.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present.